Of all the emotions that we know of, anger is one of the most important ones. We encounter it in our life daily. We all get angry, don't we? Now, is anger a positive emotion or is it a negative one? Is it a sign of power or is it a sign of weakness? I thought, why not discuss all this? Good morning to all my young friends. I am Madhuri Nair Sanjeev and I teach English literature to 11th and 12th standard boys. Now, when I call you young friends, it means that this series of talks that I have lined up for you is not about preaching at all. I don't believe in preaching, right? We are friends, we sit, we discuss and we deliberate. That is the whole idea of this series of talks that I have called Let's Talk. And today is the first of these such videos which is on anger management, right? Something which is very important, I felt, at this stage of our life to kind of discuss and deliberate on. Now, why do people get angry? Have you ever thought? Yes, why do adults get angry? You go onto the roads, you see so much of road rage. People shout at each other at signals, there is honking. You go to the supermarkets, people are lined up in a queues and somebody breaks a queue, people get angry, they lose their temper. Anywhere for that matter, people seem to be losing their cool all the time, in the offices, in the workplaces. You name it, adults get angry all the time. Why do young people get angry for that matter? We also get angry, don't we? We get angry at our parents, we get angry at the system, we sometimes get angry at our teachers, we get angry at our friends. Have you ever wondered why people get angry? Let me discuss some of the reasons, what I feel. Now, these series of talks are all about my experiences and my understanding of this topic. Now, I feel adults get angry primarily for 3 reasons. The first, I would say, is unhappiness. Okay? Most of us are not very happy with things that happen in our life. Maybe the workplace is not such a happy place to be. We are not very happy with our bosses. We are not very happy with the way colleagues are interacting with us. We are not happy with our team that we have at hand. Maybe we are not happy with the salary that we are getting. Or the work itself, the responsibility level is not something that is satisfying. Maybe the personal life is not happy. Something is not happy with the relationships that we are in. So all this manifests in this form of anger, and that we take out on people who are close to us, and sometimes or most of the time it's strangers too. The second, I would say, is insecurities. Right? Most of us have a lot of insecurities that we deal with. Most of us, I would say, don't like the way we look. Some of us want to look taller. Some of us wish I was more pretty, I was more beautiful, I was more slim. So these are a lot of issues that we have with our own self-image that bothers us. We compare ourselves with the others. And adults feel, okay, I wish I had better salary, I wish I had a better job, I wish I could speak well, I wish I had better social skills, I wish I was good at this, I wish I was good at that. So we have a lot of insecurities that we handle, that we deal with on our daily life. And because we are not able to find a solution to these insecurities, it manifests in the form of anger that kind of comes out on the people around us. It could be our family, it could be our friends, or it could be complete strangers. Now, the third reason that I would attribute to people getting angry, adults getting angry, would be a sense of power and authority. When people get angry, okay, when people lose their cool, when they lose their temper, when they shout down others, they get the sense of power that they are more strong, that they are more powerful, that they have a voice over the others. They subjugate others, and a sense of one-upmanship, that I have won the battle at all costs. So this sense of a false victory, that I have managed to shut the other person down, makes us lose our cool. It is the idea, this wrong idea that somewhere has gotten into our system that come what may, I have to win this battle. I have to win this argument. And for that, I will lose my cool, I will shout down the other person, but I will get my way through. I will have my voice carried through. So these kind of false notions that we have grown up with tend to manifest itself in the form of anger. Now, I said teenagers also get angry, right? All of you must be getting angry at so many things, right? Sometimes we get, not sometimes, most of the times we get angry at our parents, at our mothers, fathers. We feel they nag us too much. They ask us too many questions. They never leave us alone. They want to know what has happened in the school, what this teacher has said, what is the academic curriculum going to be, whether we are studying or not, are we spending too much time in front of gadgets, what are the friends saying, where are we going? The questions are endless. And it tends to really make us angry, right? We feel they don't seem to understand our viewpoint. They don't see our perspective. They don't look at things, understand things the way we want them to, right? So this is what they call generation gap. And it's very much a known fact, right? It is an acceptable fact. Everybody knows this generation gap exists. It is not something that is a fallacy. No, it is absolutely, it's very much there. And the generation gap, what you feel you have with your parents must be having with their parents. Yes, every generation thinks differently, and it is an accepted thing. But we have conflicts because we don't accept it. Okay, we tend to go against this norm and want to somehow get our voice carried through. So therein comes irritation, frustration, anxiety, and all this manifests in the form of anger. And because you don't understand the issue from your parents' perspective, or they don't see the matter from your eyes, what happens is a conflict. And that's where either they lose their cool, they shout at you, or you lose your cool and you show your irritation. And sometimes you shout back at them too. Yes? Now, not a very pleasant scenario, I would say. Right? What else? What are the other reasons I would say young people get angry? I would say lack of space, lack of privacy. Yes, that's a major issue with our young people. Most of us like to have our own space. Most of us like our privacy. We are very guarded about our privacy. We don't like too much of intrusion into our private space. When that happens, we lose our cool. We lose our presence of mind. We shout at people, we shout at parents and friends, because we feel somewhere our private space is getting intruded. So the absence of, or I would say when somebody somebody intrudes into your private space, or you don't get the space and the time that you need for yourself, you tend to get angry at the people who are causing you that anxiety or the disturbance, that disturbs your equilibrium. What else makes the young people angry? I would say again the sense of this wrong idea that we have grown up with, that we have to win at all costs. Yes, whatever happens, I cannot give in, I cannot bow down, I cannot keep quiet, because if I do, that might be construed as a sign of weakness. So I need to shout, I need to get angry, but somehow I have to ensure that I am the one standing in the end. I am the one whose voice carries through. And for that, I might shout and scream. But that sense of false satisfaction that I have won is very important. It kind of boosts your ego in a way, yes? And ego is very important for all of us, right? We don't feel happy when we have lost a battle, either verbal or physical. So anger manifests itself there to prove you victorious. Yeah? So that sense of a false victory makes us angry, I think, most of the time. Yes, that is the idea. Also, insecurities, yes, teenagers and young people also suffer from a lot of insecurities, just like the adults do. Because finally, all of you are young adults, you are moving into adulthood, I would say. So we all share the same kind of insecurities that come out in the form of anger. What else would I say? Young people can get angry at some other things too, some things that are very important for you. I would say sometimes young people, they say, are less grateful, yes, for the things that they have. Sense of entitlement, some people like to call it that way, that young people feel they are entitled to everything that they desire. And when you don't get that, yes, you feel unhappy. And that unhappiness manifests in the form of anger. You might want the best phones in the market. You might want the best clothes in the market. You might want the best shoes in the market. You might want the best of everything. Sometimes it's not possible. So you get angry because you don't get what you feel you are entitled to. So the sense of entitlement also sometimes can result in anger. Actually, not sometimes. Most of the times it can result in anger. So where there is less gratefulness, yes, anger seeps into the system. So that is one more reason why young people get angry. Oh, what else? What other things make you angry? I would say, yeah, that kind of broadly covers, okay, the reasons why young people get angry. But if you ask me two main reasons, it is young people feel they don't get they don't get the privacy, they don't get the space, they don't get the time that they so deserve themselves. Okay, they need their space and they need their time. When they don't get that, that's when they get most angry, is what I feel. Now, those are the reasons why people get angry, why you get angry, why I get angry. Some people get angry very less. You see, some people have this calmness around them, this aura around them. Nothing seems to disturb them, nothing seems to perturb them. But there are some people who get angry at the drop of a hat. Yeah, so the people are in extremes. Some people are extremely angry. Okay, they get angry at the slightest of provocations, and there are people who don't get angry at all. You feel, oh, as cool as a cucumber. Nothing seems to disturb this person at all. Nothing seems to perturb or move this person. Okay, and then there are people, who fall in the mid-range. Okay, different degrees of anger. Some people get angry easily. Some people take some time. It all depends on your tolerance level. And some people are very tolerant. They can handle a lot of disturbances around them. Some people, the threshold is very low. So people who have very low threshold get angry very fast. Some people who have very high threshold, they take a lot of time to kind of get angry. So it all depends on the degree of tolerance that you have, the threshold level that each one of us exhibits. So that is how I would categorize people, though it is not good to categorize, but this is just to understand, okay, the different kinds of people that we see around us and which bracket do I fall in or you fall in. It's important to know. Now remember, before in the beginning of this talk, I said, is anger a positive emotion or a negative emotion? Is it a sign of weakness or is it a sign of power? Now that is what we are going to be discussing now. Now that we know, we have a kind of faint idea about what makes us angry, let's discuss what kind of emotion is it. Is it right to get angry, first of all? I would say it is important to get angry, yes, but what are you getting angry at? If you get angry at the right causes, the right reasons, then anger is very much required. Now, something very interesting I will tell you, okay, before I forget, because some things just come to me when I start talking to my young friends. You all know about Bhagavad Gita, right? The one of the most sacred of texts that we have. Now, in the Gita, it is said that self-glorification is a sign of weakness. Okay? Sometimes we tend to self-glorify ourselves. And what do you mean by self-glorification? That you have to glorify yourself in the end. You have to appear victorious in the end. And for that, you will go to any length. Okay, you will even get angry and shout down the other person, just so that you have to be the last man standing. Okay, but it is not a sign of power. It's a sign of insecurity. Like you mentioned, the causes for anger, right? It came to me, so I thought I would mention that. Now, all the religious texts, whether it is the Bible or whether it is the Quran, they all say the same thing. Okay, that we need to be more sensible to ourselves and to people around us. We need to be more sensible and sensitive to the people around us, to their emotions as well as ours. Now, why am I saying this? Because I'm going to bring it to that question that was at the beginning of this talk. Is anger a positive emotion or not? Is it a sign of power or weakness? I said if the cause is right, anger is very much required. Now, what are the various causes? Some of the causes that I can think of, I would say gender bias in the society. Okay, a cause that you should get angry about. Yes, it should make you angry when you feel there is no equality in the system. Right? If the society is unjust, inequitable, you should question that. You should get angry at all the wrongs that the authorities are inflicting on the poor people. Yes, you should question that if the trees are getting cut. Okay, it's large-scale deforestation is happening for a big complex to come up. Okay, there's so much of nature getting destroyed. You should of course get angry. I mean, it is your country, it is your land, it is your earth. Okay, so those issues should make you angry, right? If there is no parity in terms of opportunities, okay, if the system does not offer the same degree of opportunities to everybody, if there is bias in the system, okay, then you should get angry. It is essential that you get angry and show your disapproval. Okay, that is very much required. But getting angry does not mean shouting, okay, or losing your cool. That is not what angry means. Okay, when I say you should get angry, it means that you should voice your opinion, stand up and say, I don't like it. That is, you can get angry without shouting. You can raise your voice, but you need not get angry. You don't get angry from inside. Yes, the anger has to be shown, that anger should show in the way you talk. Okay, sometimes just one look is enough and the other person gets the point that this, I cannot cross that line because the person is getting angry. Yes, you don't have to lose your cool. You don't have to get all perplexed and perturbed and lose your sense of equilibrium to get angry. No, you can get angry without losing your cool. Believe me, it's an exercise. It's a art that you need to develop, and it's the right time to develop this art. Yes, and I find it very useful. Okay, thankfully I don't get angry that easily, but my students know when I'm getting angry, so it's always too beneficial to me. But I have actually not found many reasons to get angry, because students are, all of you have been very, very good to me. Our classes are lots of fun, you know it. So, and because there's a lot of discussion, there's a lot of justice, and there's a lot of fairness in the way we discuss and deliberate on issues. So, not many reasons for me to get angry, but I would say it's a art that I also practice every day. I try not to lose my cool, and I've very rarely lost my temper, but people know around me what is not to my liking. Okay, so it's an exercise, an art that it's good that all of you practice. It will help you in the long run. Now that we've discussed, okay, that whether anger is a good emotion or not, I said it is good. It is a positive emotion if it is for the right cause. It is very much required, and that's how changes come in the society, right? When you voice your opinion, when you show your dissent about things that are not right, things that are unjust, that's when the changes happen. Changes happen for the good. So as young people, you have to pick up the cudgels. Yes, it's your responsibility. It is your society. It is your school. It is your country. It is your state. It is finally your life. Okay, and for that you have to ensure that you get angry at all the right reasons. It's very important. Now something very interesting, if you remember, you must have learned, all of you would have learned this in your computer science. It's called GIGO, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. How is that linked to anger management? I would say that what you take in comes out. Okay? How would you explain that? I would say if you take in positive energy, if you take in positive thoughts, if you take in happiness, what comes out is positivity. Right? So it depends on what kind of emotions you take into your system. Now there's so much of, you open the newspaper, there's so much of violence in the newspaper, there's so much of hurt, there's so much of injustice, there is so much of wrongdoings, there is so much of corruption, there is so much of negativity around us, but that is a fact of life, you cannot run away from it. But there is also so much of good in this world. There are so many people who are doing excellent work in this world, who make this world a beautiful place to live in. And I always say this in all my classes, that the world is a very beautiful place to be in, and it is your responsibility to make it even better for the future, right? So you take in positive energy, surround yourself with positive people, read positive books, listen to positive people, do positive work, learn positive skills. There are so many ways. Just go to nature. Look at nature, appreciate nature. There is so much of positivity in nature. Nature is brimming with positivity. You look at the birds, you look at the animals, you look at the trees, the greenery around you. There is so much of goodness in this world. So take in all that goodness. And when you take in goodness, what comes out is happiness. You take in positivity, you spread positivity. And that is what is required. You take in negative energy, what you take out is anger. Avoidable. Yes? So be positive, stay positive, be happy, and spread happiness and positivity. Because what we need, what I need, I'm telling you I'm very selfish, what I need are a lot of happy people around me. I like happy young men and young women around me. Because you deserve that happiness. And to be happy, you have to cultivate that habit of taking in positivity and spreading positive energy around. It always helps. We all love positive people. We like people who are smiling all the time. All the time doesn't mean without any reason. Okay, that can be construed as something else. No. What I mean is people who stay happy. We all like happy people. So stay happy and spread happiness. Very important. And I will just tell you one very important, a very interesting thing. How to handle a situation a little better. It's this trick that you can try out next time. right? The next time you feel your parents are irritating you with too many questions, you are sitting with your mobile phone and chatting with your friend, and your mother comes and says, tell me what happened in school, tell me what Madhuri ma'am said, or tell me what are you planning, what are your plans for the future. And then your dad comes and says, so such and such is applying to so many colleges, what are your plans? And there's this barrage of questions, and you're about to lose your cool. Just look at your parents and think, just one more year and I'm out of this house. I'm going to a PG, I'm going to a hostel, I'm a free bird. Okay, no more questions, no more answers. So if you look at them, I'm telling you, with this thought in your mind, a smile will come to you. And that's enough. There the anger gets completely dissipated, and you look at them and you smile and say, so many questions, and you can start answering one by one. They are happy, you are happy, they don't know what you're thinking, but that's a clever strategy to handle a situation like this. Yes. And finally, parents do a lot of things, believe me. If they have a lot of questions of you, it is because they have a lot of plans for you. They want to see you happy. So I always say parents are good. Yes, they can be irritating at times, but they are very good people. So listen to your parents, yes, and don't get angry at them. The idea behind starting the series of talk called Let's Talk was to equip young people, young men and women, with certain tools that will help them become better individuals in the future. Yes, to help you people handle issues like anger management. We are going to be discussing other issues like how to handle boredom, how to handle examination stress, or what about mental health? Yes, such a pertinent issue these days. We need to discuss that in detail too. So we will be talking about all these issues, and the series of talks is going to help you become a better individual. That is the idea behind, that is the interesting idea behind this entire range of talks. And today was the first talk. Maybe the next one we will do on mental health, yes, and what I feel about it, and what are the causes, how we can handle it better in case we are facing it or someone is facing it around us. What are the telltale signs of it? Yes, so these are very important questions that come to us. Or how do you communicate better? Yes, communication is such an important skill to have. Yes, they say your net work is your net worth. Yes, which means what? How well you are networked, how well can you communicate, what is your social skills? Those kind of issues we are going to be discussing in the coming talks, in the coming videos or the episodes of this series. But thought just came to me, instead of talking to you next time, how about me talking to your parents? Yes, maybe a lesson on how to handle teenagers better. I think parents need to be taught a lesson. But that was just on a lighter note. But yes, like I always say, be good, think good, and do good. Stay happy, stay blessed. I will see you next time. Bye.